Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is me Aditi, and in today's video I'm going to share with you guys my top favorite drugstore foundations. So if you ask me, foundation is the most essential part of makeup. Investing in a good foundation is like a one-time investment that is going to last you at least like 2 to 3 years. A foundation really lasts you that much, and if you are someone who wears foundation and makeup very occasionally, that is going to last you a very long time. So if you guys want to know my favorite drugstore foundations, then please continue watching. Before that, please take a moment and subscribe to my channel to watch more such content, and also like this video and share with your family and friends. And yeah, with that, let's get started. So let's begin with the first foundation, which is, I feel, is not a surprise to anyone. That is the most hyped and trusted foundation by each and everyone. I feel, any foundation who has ever made a video about foundations has definitely included this foundation. So I'm talking about the Fit Me foundation. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Plus Poreless foundations. So this foundation retails for 549 rupees, but you will always get discounts on this on Nykaa or Amazon. This foundation is a must try. If you're a beginner, you should start with something which is so lightweight, and I think this is the foundation you should begin your makeup journey with. So for 549 rupees you get 30 ml of product. I am in the shade 228 soft 10. I have got 18 beautiful shade in this foundation, which is amazing. You are definitely going to get your shade in this foundation. So this foundation comes with a pump, which makes the whole process so easy and convenient. I have nothing bad to say about this foundation. This is going to work for all skin type. Even you have dry, combination, oily, this foundation is going to work for you. But if you have like extremely dry skin, you need to moisturize your skin, like I would say a little too much if you want to apply this foundation. If you have normal dry skin, this will work for you, but if you have extremely dry skin, moisturize your skin a little too much, and then this foundation is going to work for you. So this foundation is light to medium coverage foundation, but you can definitely build it up, and I would say you can build it up to an extent that this will give you a full coverage look. If you don't have any dark spots or any blemishes on your skin, this is going to work as a full coverage foundation. This works amazingly for my skin because, touch wood, I don't have blemishes or any kind of dark spot these days on my face, so this works amazingly on my skin. But if you have dark spots, this is not going to cover that up completely, so you would need a concealer to cover up your dark circles or any dark spots if there is any on your face. But this foundation is really good, not at all drying, not so dewy, not so drying. A perfect foundation for all skin type, and I think I would definitely recommend this foundation to all of you. Alright you guys, so let's move on to the next foundation, and the next foundation that I'm going to talk about is this L'Oreal Paris True Matte Super Blendable Foundation. This is again a really beautiful foundation. I'm in the shade golden beige. So this foundation retails for 899 rupees, but again you will get huge discount on this as well, and you will be able to get your hands on this foundation. I would say about 500 to 600 you will get this foundation. So for 899 bucks you are getting 30 ml of product, which I would say is a pretty decent amount. So this foundation comes in 14 beautiful shades, so you will definitely get your shade, trust me. So let's talk about the consistency. This foundation is like really I would say flowy. This is like really liquidy, so you can use a beauty blender or a brush, and you can actually use your fingers to blend this foundation. This blends like a dream. This is like extremely dewy. I would say this hydrates your skin so much. That's why this is like one of my favorite foundation, because I have dry skin. Again, this comes with a pump applicator, and you can see how dirty it is. I have used this foundation like literally too much, and this is actually almost empty. I don't think there is anything left, so I'm definitely going to buy the next bottle because I absolutely love this foundation. The only thing I feel, and I think I should inform you guys, foundation has like very little very small shimmer particles in it. That is not at all chunky, but yeah, there is like very nicely milled shimmer particles, which gives like a really beautiful shine on your face. Trust me, no one else will ever be able to see that okay, you are wearing some foundation with glitter particles, so the particles are that nicely milled, so that is not at all chunky and gives a beautiful glowy and dewy finish. Obviously this foundation is for normal to dry skin. I would not really recommend this foundation to a oily skin girl. I don't know if this foundation really suits you guys or not, but if you wanna still try this foundation, I would recommend you guys to go to a store and try this on your face, not on your hand. Just watch this, you know, very close to your jawline, and then see if this works for you. If that works for you, trust me, this is a really nice foundation, so I think you should definitely try that out. So the coverage of this foundation, I would say, is light to medium. You can definitely build it up, and this really works for me as a full coverage foundation. I would say most of the foundation works for me as a full coverage foundation, and the staying power of this foundation, I would say, is 5 to 6 hours, which is like quite decent. And I feel if you don't touch your face, this is going to last a lot longer on your face. But if you are someone who are like really you know, not in control, and you just touch your face again and again, this foundation can just wear off your skin. But if you don't touch your face, like I personally just don't touch my face after I'm done doing my makeup, so my foundation usually, you know, stays on for a very long period of time. Just keep that in mind, that you don't touch your face that much, otherwise this foundation will wear off. So I would definitely recommend this foundation to all the dry skin girls out there. You should definitely try this one. Trust me, you will not regret buying this foundation. So the next foundation that I'm going to talk about, I would say this is a very recent purchase, and I instantly fell in love with this foundation. The moment I applied that on my face, I was like, this is going to be my foundation, and I'm definitely going to wear this so much. So I'm talking about this foundation. This is the Colorbar 24-hour weightless liquid foundation. This again comes with a pump. This is a tube, but still this comes with a pump, which is so easy and convenient to use. So this foundation retails for $9.95, which is, I would say, a little too expensive, but you know, the kind of texture and the finish this foundation gives, I would say this is worth buying, trust me. So I am in the shade FC 4.1 in this foundation, and you get 30 beautiful shades in this foundation, which is, I would say, amazing. 30 shades is like quite enough for many of you guys will be able to you know, find your shade. This foundation is 25 ml, which is a little less than the other foundations. Most of the foundation comes in like 30 ml packaging, so this is a 25 ml foundation. So the consistency of this foundation is a little thick than, you know, usually the hydrating foundations are like really flowy and really, you know, like runny consistency. I was like really shocked to see this foundation because the consistency is quite thick. Still this foundation is really hydrating and, you know, dewy. I was like really surprised by the kind of finish this gives. You will definitely love this foundation if you are from a dry skin family. So this foundation is a medium coverage foundation. Again, you can build it up, and this works for me as a full coverage foundation. But I would say if you have like, you know, blemishes and dark spots on your face, if you're thinking about buying this foundation, I would say I think you should go with some other foundation with you know, full coverage effect, because this is not going to cover your dark spots. You will need a concealer to cover dark circles or any kind of dark spots if that is there on your face. But if you want a foundation for everyday purpose, for your college, for your office, this is a foundation you should definitely try. You know, if you are someone who is, you know, thinking about buying a foundation which gives you a like very skin like finish, you know, like your skin but better, this is the foundation, you know, you are definitely going to love. So all the dry skin girls out there, I would just say that just grab this foundation, because this is a dream come true kind of a foundation for us, and this is going to work beautifully on your skin. I definitely recommend this foundation so much. So let's move on to the next foundation. The next foundation that I'm going to talk about is again from the Maybelline family, and this is the Maybelline New York Superstay 24-hour full coverage foundation. This is the packaging of this foundation. So this foundation retails for 750 rupees, and you again get 30 ml of product. They have 9 shades in this foundation, which I would say is not enough, but if you try to find your shade, I think you will get your shade, and I am in the shade natural beige, which is a true match for my skin. This is the one foundation I don't really wear that much because this is a matte foundation and I have dry skin, so this doesn't really suit me that much. I really need to moisturize my skin thoroughly if I want to apply this foundation, but that doesn't mean that this is a bad foundation. All the oily skin girls out there, trust me, this is the foundation for you girls. This is a full coverage foundation. Sometimes you don't really actually need a concealer with this foundation because this is that you know, full coverage. If you have blemishes, dark spots, this is the foundation which is going to cover each and everything on your face. Like if you have dark circles, at times you even don't need a concealer with this foundation. This covers everything beautifully, but the consistency of this foundation is like really thick, so I would prefer a beauty blender, a damp beauty blender. Don't use a dry beauty blender. Always damp your beauty blender and then use a foundation like this, especially which is like really thick. So this foundation also comes with a pump applicator, which is really good. This is the one foundation you would definitely prefer if you have oily skin. Normal skin girls obviously wear any kind of foundation, which is like a amazing thing, but especially if you have oily skin, this is one foundation you should definitely try. And the best part about this foundation is that this is so affordable. You know, the kind of finish this gives a really like high-end kind of a finish, but the price is really, I would say, affordable. So if you are tight on budget but you still want a full coverage foundation, this is a foundation that you should definitely purchase. You will not regret buying this foundation, trust me. Alright you guys, so let's move on to the next foundation. The next foundation that I'm going to talk about is like my favorite foundation, I would say, out of all this foundation. And the foundation that I'm going to talk about is the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD High Definition Long Wear Illuminating Foundation. I am in the shade Nude Beige. So this is a beautiful foundation, you guys. You must have seen me using this foundation a lot in my tutorials. You know, I always end up using this foundation in my like daily life. I just, you know, whenever I get confused like what foundation I should go for, you know, if my skin is not behaving nicely, this is the foundation I go to, and this never failed me, you guys, trust me. So this foundation retails for 1250 rupees, which I would say a bit expensive than all the other foundation that I've just shown you guys, but trust me, it really worth every penny that you spend on this foundation, because the kind of finish this foundation gives you guys is so beautiful. Trust me, this blends like a dream. This gives a really beautiful finish. This can be worn as a everyday foundation, and you can build it up, and you know, it will become like a full coverage foundation. This becomes like a full coverage foundation. I am wearing this foundation today and I mixed this with another foundation, but this foundation itself is beautiful and enough. You know, if you want to invest in your base product, and if you have dry skin and you want to invest in a good foundation which works for your party looks and for your everyday purpose as well, this is the foundation you should definitely try. So for 1250 bucks you get 28 ml of product, which I would say is quite decent, and they have got 16 shades in this foundation, which is again quite decent. So you will definitely going to get your shade. And since this is a really hydrating and dewy foundation, the consistency of this foundation is like really flowy and, you know, like very watery, I would say. And this blends again like a dream. You can use a brush, a beauty blender, and even your finger as well. The best part about these kind of foundation is like you can use your fingers to blend the foundation, and that works beautifully as well. So I have dry skin, and that's why I love this foundation so much. So if you have dry skin and you want to invest in a good foundation, just go grab this foundation. You would definitely love this, trust me. And if you already have this foundation, then just tell me how much you love this foundation in the comment section below, because I would love to read your comments about your experience you know, with these foundations, because I absolutely love this foundation. I would highly recommend this foundation to all the dry skin girls out there. Alright, so the last and the most expensive foundation that I'm going to include in this list is this Milani foundation. So this is the Milani Conceal Plus Perfect 2-in-1 foundation. So this foundation, you guys, is again really beautiful. And the best part about this foundation is that this is for all skin type. But if you have dry, oily or combination skin, this foundation is going to suit you. This is not going to give you like matte finish, like completely matte or dewy finish. The finish is in between, which is so beautiful. So this again comes with a pump applicator, again very convenient to use. This foundation retails for 1400 rupees and you get 30 ml of product, which I again say is quite a decent amount. But I know this is a bit too expensive, but if you are someone who are like willing to spend on your base product and on your foundation, I think this is the foundation you should definitely try. You will not regret buying this foundation. This foundation blends like a dream, but I would say that use a beauty blender to apply this foundation, because this foundation is thick in consistency and they have got 10 shades in this foundation, which is, I would say, not good shade range. They should definitely increase the number of shades in this foundation, because this foundation is really good, and I think so as much of the people can buy this foundation should try this. But the shade range is like really limited, but I think you will get your shade. You need to really work hard to find your shade in this foundation. I am in the shade, let me see, so I am in the shade sand beige, which is not my shade actually. This foundation is a little darker on my skin, so I need to buy the another shade for myself. But the finish of this foundation is really good. This is a full coverage foundation, and trust me, a little goes a long way. So you don't need a lot of this. Just a very tiny pea-sized amount of this foundation will be will cover all the dark spots on your face. And if you have like extreme darkness, you can definitely build this foundation up. And at times you don't even need a concealer with this foundation, because this is a 2-in-1 foundation, concealer plus foundation. So actually you don't need a concealer with this. This is like ek tir se do nishane kind of a thing. You are just going to buy a foundation and this is going to work as a concealer as well, which is beautiful and amazing. I highly recommend this foundation. If you are willing to invest a little too much on your foundation, just go grab this foundation and you would love the finish of this foundation. Alright you guys, so that is what I have today for you guys. I really hope you guys found this video helpful, and I'm really sorry about the certain lighting change. It's actually electricity cut and I really cannot help it, and I really need to finish this video right now, so I hope you guys don't mind it. So let's move on to the video. I really hope this video was helpful for you guys, and if you already have any of these foundations and you have tried any of these foundations, then let me know which one is your favorite. I would love to read your comments, so tell me. And if you guys want to know that how I created this makeup look right here, then I am going to upload a tutorial on this look on my Instagram. So if you haven't followed me there yet, then make sure that you follow me on my Instagram. I will put the link of my Instagram ID in the description bar below, so make sure to check that out. And yeah, that is for today. I will see you guys in my next video. Till then, bye bye.